I love you. I do, soul sister. Soul sister. Happy Jupiter Day. Happy Jupiter Day. We love our Jupiter Day here. Same, 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 same. Like heart bloom. Hi Doris, how are you? I just did a good smudge. Oh, it was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. The light is lovely today. Um, and so when I did the smudge, you could see the smoke, and I made this beautiful spiral of smoke. You can still see the beautiful white sage. Just felt like it was a good time. And I also was able to talk with or honor my ancestors in that moment, right? It's chilly in Ontario. We were having, let's see, it was minus 27 with the wind chill the other day. That's yuck. I'm just saying, that's yuck. Nobody should have to live in those conditions. So I have lots of things that I can talk about, and I do want to keep, for the whole concept is that we need to be raising our vibration, and we need to stop giving our focus to all of the hi Craig, to all of the stuff that we don't want to see repeated within. Yeah. Right? No mas, no ma nieve is no more snow in Spanish, and I probably said it. Yeah, I'm trying to see the sign in my head that my friend has at the end of their driveway. Hi, Denise. Hello, love. But the whole point is for us to be not giving our attention to the things that we don't want to see continuously repeated in our lives, right? So, but we need to be aware of the things that are going on. TT, good morning, hello. We had a fire alarm this morning. I should have started with, I was late because we had our monthly scheduled fire alarm, and that just wouldn't have boded well for going live with that going off, because it's not like it's a pulse or anything. It is a steady constant. So interesting. Interesting. I did all the sharing out beforehand, and yeah, you're like, you're in the top. There's a select group of people that are in the initial. Yeah, not good for a live. So I'm gonna resend it to a few of you, not everybody, but a few of you, and we'll go from there. Just in case, so I know I at least shared it to a couple of people. I'm like, that'd be funny sending it. But you know what? I'm doing it anyway. I want her at the front. Hi, Sherry. How are you, love? I just have to say, so much love it. Love it. Love it. What you shared in the group today. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Beautiful. I hope you're proud. Hi, Xandrian. And Xandrian, have you seen her on, like, if you're not following her on TikTok, you should. You should. I'm so proud of you and the growth. Like, oh my God. So happy. So happy. How are you doing? How are you doing? We're going to talk about a few different things. First thing though, we have to have the tea while the tea is hot. That's the number one rule of Lives with Tanya. It's so good to catch you too. So much love your way. If you're not following Truth Wave, follow Truth Wave. You need to get involved in this wave that is going around the world, and it is. Yes, it's beautiful, beautiful. Daily meditations at twice a day in the Eastern time zone, 10 and 10. And if you're not in the Eastern, use the Eastern as a starting point of 10 and 10 and check it with yours. Good morning, Salasia. Truthwave is here, Salasia. If you want to follow him, then you can set it up so that you have the notification when he's going live. If that would help. Hi, Salasia. Yes, it's a beautiful community. The frequency flyers, or frequency friends and family. He's also on TikTok. See, right there. That was like perfectly timed. He's also on TikTok and went boop right there. That was like I magicked it. Magic's real, you know. It is. There's this fifth element called the ether. Hello, hello. I did. I magicked it. I called you in. I was like, come, Victor. So I can plug you on this side too. So I was talking about how we want to be increasing, or we want to be raising our vibration. So we don't want to be seeing all this stuff that's going on around the world and applying our focus to it and giving all of our energy to it, because that's just going to create more of that particular thing. But we do want to be aware of it. We don't want to be completely blinded to it. So we need to look at it and then look away and create what you want, and that's not that. So one of the things that came across my feed, and it's, when you look at what's going on in the world right now, I mean, for those of you that don't know, there's a lot of fire happening right now in LA. And the question that I have to ask is that we know that weather modification's around. The government has acknowledged it. It's been around for a long time. They've been modifying our weather. They have done crazy things with weather modification in which they've actually been able to cause droughts, they have, but they've also been able to cause flooding. So how are they not modifying the weather in LA right now so that it rains? Why are they not using it in a purpose that's of benefit? And that right there should tell you the level of corruption. Right. I just want you guys to ponder on that, and then we're going to turn our gaze away and we're going to start focusing on what we want to see in the world. Right? What do we want to see in the world? Right? We don't want to see more of that. There's silently things happening all over the world. I can't remember where it is specifically. I'll think about it and maybe it'll come to me. But in that place, 68 of 82 universities have stood down. The children are the students. Sorry, they're university students. They're not necessarily children. They're probably adults, in fact. But they have all just shut down the schools. In Canada, our prime minister resigned. In Germany and in France, that's also happened. There's stuff going on around the world. There's a wave happening, and you may be feeling it, right? So we need to be focusing our energy on seeing the beautiful things that we want to see coming towards us, right? To see a truly humane society where I love planting gardens, let's say. And because I love planting gardens, I think, I love having a farm. So I'm going to have a farm. And what I'm going to do with that food is I'm just going to give it to people, because the most beautiful thing that you could do is feed somebody, right? It's the same thing as one of the most other beautiful things that you could do is put a roof over someone's head. So, the carpenter that just got fed by the farmer, he just goes and helps build the house or make repairs. All of these things that are necessities, we just give them freely to each other from the goodness of our spirit, that I love doing it and you need it, so I'm going to give you what I love without expecting anything in return, because other people are going to be giving me the things that I need because of that. There's this generosity or this trade, and it's not about I'm giving you food so that I can get richer, and that's the only motive that's there. Right? So we need to start seeing the type of world that we want to live in. We're the ones that create that, because you're a creator. That's your whole purpose of being here, is to create. and you are a creator. So what are you creating from your thoughts, from your feelings, from your space? Are you getting up in the morning, ho hum, back to the next jump, like if you're doing that, then you're creating in your life, right? If you're out and you're like, oh my goodness, life is beautiful and look at the sun shining in, it feels so warm on my skin and it's just a beautiful moment to be in, and move forward, like your days are totally different. You're creating from different energy. It's the same thing if you're thinking, I'm going to follow my purpose and my purpose is going to lead me to this big huge financial win. Well, then you're not chasing your purpose, you're chasing something that's going to reward you financially. And your purpose may not be found in anything that's rewarding you like in a financial sense, but it's going to be rewarding your soul. And at the end of the day, finances will then find you. Like money's going to find you because energetically you're going to be vibrating at a higher frequency. It's all frequency. That's what it all is. It's frequency. So what frequencies are you putting out in the world? Hi, Leslie. Hi, Lisa. Right? 2.2. 22, 222, 222. Okay, we have to take a sip, guys. If we don't, then the tea gets cold and then I'm sad. And right now it's just at that temperature that if I sit it down, it's going to be cold and then I'm going to go, eh. So I'm just going to hold it for a second. But we're going to continue talking. I'm going to pull some cards to just check in on things energetically. This is Earl Grey, and what I do like to do in my other, and when I'm boiling myself, I typically put a chai and a Earl Grey, so one bag of each. So it gives a little bit of a London fog feel to it. Because London fog, if I could, I'd have a London fog right now. I can. I need to make one from scratch, right? There's a difference in getting a bag of tea and dropping it into your mug and having the herbs and stuff that you need to create the tea and put it in a pot and slowly, that's just a whole different thing. But that's the way that we should be loving our lives and living our lives, right? If you think about this as this is your last year on earth. We'll give it a whole year. You've got the whole year, guys. How are you living your days? What are you doing? How are you enjoying each moment, right? Why would you wouldn't sit there if you had only 1 year to live and you knew it. You knew you were going to reincarnate too, so don't worry about that. TT, you know you're going to reincarnate. Hi, Maggie. How are you, love? So you already know you're going to reincarnate, and so there's no fear in that. But how are you going to live your life knowing that this is the last year, right? You're not going to get up in the morning and drink something that you don't like. You're not going to um, why wouldn't you take time and enjoy those things and enjoy them as if this is your last cup of tea, right? If we lived life like that, we bring so much more beauty into it because you're the one that creates the moment. You're the one that creates the moment. Hello. Hi, Diamond. What do you need prayers for? I'm doing fantastic. Fantastic. Um, I'm actually quite excited. I have a shadow work session that I'm going to be doing this weekend, which I always look forward to delving deeper into the triggers or the pain or the pains that you experienced. I went through a lot of traumas, guys. I tell you just in the brief little story that I was my mom was an abused wife, so I have gestational trauma in the sense that she was experiencing it. So I was getting all this dumping of cortisol and adrenaline and all of that stuff. So my nervous system did not wire correctly. This is what the doctors told me much later in life, mind you. But my nervous system didn't wire correctly. So that I fixed it. I fixed it. But anyway, on record, the earliest abuse that I experienced was 6 months old, and I was kidnapped twice and held captive. I have that story. I have had one occasion where I actually sat up night after night. We took turns because someone threatened to come and hurt us. I'm not a bad person. I put my stepdad in jail, so his family was going to come and they were going to come and hurt me. Like, so I've had some crazy experiences that are in the past and that I release them. But I still like to, and I know that there's another layer that you might find at some point. So when you just go in and you just take the light and the love into those spaces, and you hold yourself and know that, this is not something that you should have had to experience. It's sad, it's terrible, it's horrible. Like, it's okay that it's those things, but in spite of those, like when you can look, and for me, I have this beautiful opportunity that I can look over my shoulder right now, and I end up looking right into the eyes of myself as about an 8-year-old girl. And I think about all that she's already experienced, right? I think about all that she's already endured at that point, right? And I can see, I can see it in her eyes, right? And I know she was every day just trying to be. She was just a little light. She was just a little light in the world, and she tried really hard to just keep that little light going, in spite of all the crap she was dealing with, right? And if you've not done this as a healing practice, I do suggest you do it. Find a picture of yourself that you can look in the eyes of, and do some energetic work around that. Look at that child and think about where they were at that moment in time and what they'd already endured, but that they had that spirit, that beautiful spirit within them, and they kept pushing forward. And where are you now? Where are you now? How far have you come? Like, it's mind blowing. Right? It's absolutely mind blowing. I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud of me. I'm so proud of all the stages in between the two, right? Like, there's 40 years that's there. I have a younger picture of myself, but unfortunately the direction of it, it's looking, my brother's on that particular side of so it's not a good position for me to turn to look at it. But that one, I just look over my shoulder and boom, right into my own eyes. And then every now and then we just have a conversation, and I send her so much love. I remember that year. I love that outfit that I had on for my school pictures. My mom put my hair in ringlets. I was so happy with it. Yeah, yeah. Yes, it's a beautiful gift. It's a beautiful gift, right? It's just like loving your body and everything that your body has done for you, right? For women specifically, sorry, I'm a fire sign. I actually set my friggin' candle holder thing. It's a multi-purpose candle holder slash. I have to use my tea on it, guys. We gotta do some maintenance in the house. We gotta make sure the fire's out. Hello, love. How are you? Oh my goodness, that's hilarious. I just always. I'll show you guys. I had to get the tea off it for a minute though. I'm lucky I thought about it beforehand, and I put it in a tin. I put it on a tin as a backup because I thought, well, what happens? You can see it's still smoking. Look at. So I had a candle in that little candle holder, and it burned all the way down, and then set the wood on fire. My mom, she would laugh so bad right now. There's Tanya setting fires again. apparently it's time to let that go. I might have been holding on to it a little too long. Who knows? It's time for it to go. Apparently I wanted the smell of wood in the house. It smells lovely. We just had a fire alarm today. We just had a fire alarm. Could you imagine setting it off again? That would be hilarious. This one's real. Cass would never forgive me. Total cleanse. Let's total cleanse it. That's awesome. That's awesome. Oh my goodness. See, this is the beauty of raising your vibration, is because you can go from that moment of remembering those things and connecting to those energies, and you can look on them with love, and you go right through it and you're just like ha 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 ha, and that energy, that ha 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 ha, it just lifts it, and moves it out, and your chest is like ha 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 ha, and the energy just boop, out. It's beautiful. So laugh, find things to laugh. Don't take life so seriously. We're not getting out alive. I mean, our spirit is, but our body's not. I mean, I don't take care of your body. It's a temple. When they stop poisoning us, we could probably live to be, however, 900 years old or something. So take care of it, because you do want it to last. You do want to take care of it. but enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. Yeah, I actually had to blow it out, so it doesn't count as a candle burning out. 4.4 on the thing. Somebody didn't like it. We could have 4.4 on here, but it was just right 22 at that point. All the numbers. You're seeing all the synchronicity too. So I have to tell Sherry something. So you showed your cards in the chat, and I had my computer was up in the background on Facebook, so I saw the message coming up when I was talking with Shauna Lee. So no wonder why I always have dirt under my nails from getting into ashes and playing with fire. Anyway, I was talking with Shauna Lee, and I was talking about that beautiful experience of that inspiration, and then now you're creating this beautiful thing, and I'm also creating a deck of cards, and started talking to her, and then all of a sudden Shauna Lee had, boom, she had an inspiration, and now she's creating a very, very beautiful deck of cards that I can't wait to see from her too. And you know what? I was looking for my last one. It's on my wrist. That's not good. Who's been chasing? Yeah, so that led to another inspiration. We talked about that. How many times are we in conversations right now where there's an inspiration? It's like there's so many conversations that I'm having right now that are uplifting, that are inspiring, that are change creating, that are really interesting. Interesting. Sorry, I'm not gonna. It's. Look at someone left, so we got 3 and 3 now. So it's perfect numbers. Wow. Wow. Interesting. Yeah, I closed that connection down. Well, there's some laws in the universe, right? There are universal laws, and those universal laws apply, and we all know it. So, okay. So, let's do some cards. Let's check in on the energy. We did a smudge. We did some checking into our heart space for sure. At least I did. And we did some laughter. We did some cleansing energy. And so let's see what the energy is now. Ooh, look at this. Feeling the world, right? Feeling the world. There's a lot going on out there, right? And this is what I was talking about, we want to be aware of what's going on, but we don't want to absorb the energy of it, right? Unless you're really good at transmuting energy, that you can pull out that dark energy and transmute it into light, then feeling what is going on around the world is probably not a good thing right now. Just being aware of it, observe it, but don't absorb it, right? We don't want to be absorbing the energy. Like we want our feelings, we want our energy, we want our emotions to flow freely, to move through ourselves, right? They're meant to be in motion, but we hold on to them, and that creates stagnancy, it creates pain, it creates inflammation, it creates problems. It really does. It's a dis-ease within our body that creates, these issues. But when we're thinking about, in the sense of what is in the highest good, and I talked about this before, and I talk about it with my Guardians of Light. For those of you that don't know, I have a school, the Guardians of Light, and it's about transcending through your shadow to illumination and becoming the guardian of light. And we all are guardians of our own light, and we can be guardians of the light within the world as well. When we send out energy, we can send out energy that can be available, so healing energy that can be made available for people when they are asking, please, please, could I heal? And that energy will be received by them in that opportunity, like in those moments. But we have to be careful we don't go in and I call it paper bridges, right? And what it does is it might be enough to get them across whatever struggles or issues or experiences they're having. It'll be enough to get them across that. But because they didn't go through go through the ditch, really, they didn't go through the ditch or the valley. They didn't go through the experience, so they come over the other side, and because they didn't go through the experience, they don't have the opportunity to learn from it. So then that means that later on they're going to have another experience like that because they haven't learned what they needed to learn from the previous one. So that's why we have to be careful that we're not enabling people in a lot of ways, that we're not creating those paper bridges. Right? Every time that, someone comes and asks for, like to be bailed out financially, when they're asking for that bailout, there's at some point when you have to be like, no, because they have to figure out what they're going to do when no one else bails them out. If somebody's always bailing them out, they're not learning the lesson that they need to, so that they don't need someone to bail them out, right? That's an example of it. So, we have to observe what's going on around us and recognize that some of the stuff that's going on around us is as the energy correcting itself. And Mother Earth will correct herself. Mother Earth will correct the energies in one way or another. And when you think about the entity that Mother Earth is, and the fact that she can manipulate all of those energies of water, earth, air, and fire. So right now we're seeing these things going on around the world, and it's Mother Earth's energy is not in a good space. So we can send healing energy to Mother Earth. We can send lots of healing energy to Mother Earth. But we have to send it in a way that it is whatever is in the highest good of the collective, that's the energy that we're sending. Because we don't want to interfere in spaces where that Mother Earth needs to cleanse, right, is an example of that. If that experience that's there needs to be cleansed or purged in order for this newness to be birthed, for new energy to come in, then we have to allow that to happen. We can send compassion, we can send lots of compassion around the world, so that anyone that needs that can find that in those moments, right? So what other right? It's a time for us to to remember about our gratitude. What do we have to be grateful, right? And when we start to apply gratitude to our existence, so we start to look at all the things that we have, and you might think that, oh, the best thing in the world for me to be grateful for is like millions of dollars, or having, the car of my dreams, or having, the relationship, the partner, you could think those are all the things, but the most beautiful things are the things that we need in order to have a life, right? And if you have a roof, that is a necessity of life that some people don't have. So you should be the most grateful for that. The most grateful that you have a roof over your head. The most grateful that you have breath, because breath is life. The most grateful that you have food, because food is also life. The most grateful that you have water, that you have, all of these things that are essential for your existence. Those things to be grateful for. And when you're grateful, then you become full and life becomes great. And the more that you show gratitude for what you do have, the more that the universe is like, here, we'll give more. We'll give more. They're so grateful. Look at how happy they are with what they have. Here's some more. Here's some more. Right? It's, if my child is grateful for the things that I do for them, or if someone's grateful for the things that you do for them, you want to continue to do those things for them. It's when people aren't grateful for what they're receiving that you're like, well, why am I doing this for you? They're not even grateful. Right? Like, I'm on here, generosity of spirit, and in being on here, generosity of spirit, I do anticipate there to be an energetic exchange of at least gratitude for what's being shared back and forth, that they're grateful for the fact that they got a reading for free, right? That seems to be a bare minimum of an expectation, right? Can you be grateful? Salasia, that galaxy is beautiful. Thank you. Hello, I'm a Sagittarius as well, Mike. Nice. Hi, bipolar schizo. How are you? How are you doing? Right, there's a lot of energies that are going on around the world too, right? And if we're not dealing with our shadow energy, then those energies are really going to be kicking us in the butt. Currently, this is okay, guys. Officially, we did it. We did it. Who are some people who know numerology? We'll do it like we're in class. We're also at 11:33. I have 55% battery on my phone. And the one card that we have is 13. Well, in numerology, you reduce it down to the one single number, which would make this a 4. Then we got great and full, which is number 4. So 2 4s. We just got 40. 3 4s. Hey, Drea. The land between, and this is where we are right now, and it's pivotal that the more people that can have a vision of the future that we want to see, the more, and it's almost like this, the world's splitting, right? The world splitting, right? So we got 444, and when we're looking at 444, right, that's a number that is the angel number. That's the angel number, letting you know that angels are around, that your guides are present, that you're on the right path, right? It's a beautiful number. So we've got the land in between, and this is literally how it is. It's like Earth is here, right? And you can choose to go to the new Earth where it's going to be, an energy system, versus you can stay on the old Earth where it's a monetary system, right? There's this kind of divide that's happening, and you, in your light, you get to choose which path or which Earth that you're going to go to, by whether you, one, deal with your shadows and transmute them so that you can raise your vibration, 2, make the conscious choice to be working in that direction, seeing that as your future. If we're looking at the stuff that's going on and we're thinking in our minds, oh my God, the war is going to happen, or like World War III or something is going to happen. If you're taking that into your body and you think that that's what, and then you start applying feelings of fear to it, that's the future that you're creating. So you're actually going to the other space, right? And if you're sitting in the consciousness of, we're going to have this beautiful, humanity driven society where we just do what's right for people, and we stop, veiling the information, and we stop doing all this stuff, like the corruption stuff, right? You're making the choice, and you're making the choice by what you're holding on to within your body, right? What is it that you're applying your focus to? And Miss Jen just came in with 444 at the end of her name. Angels and guides are here, guys. They are listening. They're listening all the time. They're always around. But they are like strong energy within this message for us, right? That 444 on the floor and then 444 just came in the door. I like to rhyme things. Look at that. We're seeing beyond. Number 36, we know the power of 3 and 6, and when you add 3 and 6, you get 9. Completion. How powerful is this reading, guys? How many of us are having visions? Oh, many of us, so many of us are raising our vibration and we are upgrading ourselves, and it's opening up our gifts more and more. People are talking more and more about seeing things out of the corner of their eyes, having auditory experiences, having visions of the future, speaking light language, channeling different things, like seeing orbs. Like, people are talking about all kinds of magic that they're seeing, because magic, I mean, it's true, it's real, it exists, it's there. And when the more people that believe in magic, the more that magic is appearing, because our focus is finally applied on it. The magic that exists is finally opening up for us to see it, because it realizes that we're ready to see it, because we're raising our vibration to a point that we can, right? It's all that system. So we're seeing beyond now. We're seeing the future. We're looking into it. We're manifesting that future by applying our vision on the future that we want to create, not the future that we're currently sitting in that we don't want to keep recreating. You know, this is this is powerful. What else? What else, guys? With all the guides being here. Many of us got here going through this phase where we were broken open. We were broken open, and that's where, you know, there's the saying that that's how the light gets in, right? It's usually going through some experience where we hit our rock bottom. We need something that is big enough that the world goes, I'm not going to stay, this is time for a revolution, or this is time to make the change. This is time for us to stand up and say no more. And every one of us has one of those moments, and that's what sparks our healing journey. Is we're like, I don't want to feel like this anymore. I don't want to experience my life like this anymore. I want to change. And so we start to make those changes, and it's, you know, a lot of times it's coming from that rock bottom. We need to be focusing on that inner light and expanding it, right? That's what the spiritual work is, you know, like I was talking with my class yesterday, because we had grade 2 and grade 3 classes were yesterday. And within those classes, we were talking about that very fact of, you know, like if you're somebody that wanted to be a master level violinist, what would you do? Well, you would practice, and you'd 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 practice. Hopefully you're doing it because you love it so much. So then you're practicing from a space of love, and not practicing from a space of, my parents think that I should be, and so I'm going to make them proud, because it's a different intention. But beyond that, they practice. So if you want to have better spiritual, like in touch with your spirit more, if you want to open yourself up to your clairs more, if you want to open yourself up to magic more, then you actually have to do it. You have to practice it, right? And mostly practicing is just shutting off. It's just going internal and spending time within, shutting off all of the distractions, right? What's there when you turn the distractions off? We're going to see a lot that's going to be happening coming up. My guides want to be very, very aware that people are, it's going to be a real test for us to remain completely objective or in observation mode, right? There's going to be a lot of changes, and some of those changes are going to create a lot of grief, right? And we have to honor the grief as well, and remember that grief is just love that cannot be shared with the other person. So that energy of all the love that's unspent, has nowhere to go, so it gets internalized as grief. And if you look at it like love that you are experiencing, and you can share it with their energy, right? Sharing it through the ether, you can share that love with them, and know that they're always there. I mean, we know that our bodies are not all that we are. We know that we're a spirit, and our spirit is eternal. So allowing ourselves that opportunity to realize that it's just this particular phase that's occurring right now, and not allowing it to break us open completely or to take us back down, because we're meant to transmute that. So transmute it through love. My guides just want to make sure that was said. And then we've got a powerful move. Moves are happening all over the place right now. And what moves are you making for yourself? Right? What keys are you being given, and are you unlocking the door? Right? Are you going inside and saying, hey, right there, there's a key, and I can use that key to open up this particular gift that I have, or this particular space within me, so that I can be more in alignment with my who I am within my nature. There's so much going on the chessboard right now. I mean, we talk about, with the US alone, and Donald Trump making claims that he wants to make Canada the 51st state. And depending on where you sit within Canada, you might think that's a great thing, or you might think that's a bad thing. Well, what if at the end of the day it's the best thing? Because at the end of the day, the merging of Canada and the US ends up creating such a harmonic space, that it's the first step to all the walls and all the barriers and all the, the division between countries to go away, right? We could look at it from that and have that anticipation and that expectation that any dissolving of borders is a move in the right direction. And, in Canada, we'll get all upset, a lot of us will, about, well, we have free healthcare. It's not free, guys. It's not free. Do you know how many taxes you pay? You pay taxes on taxes on taxes. Like, you pay so many taxes in Canada, it's disgusting. Our government makes so much money. They should never ask us for a penny, and yet we still get asked to fund hospitals and to give donations to all of these government spaces, right? It's a shame that in a system that we're in right now, you can go to the grocery store, which grocery prices are marked up absolutely atrociously right now, and not because we're in a recession, and not because there's any need for it, other than to create the distress that it's creating on the lower ranks of society. That's not how I feel. I don't think we're the lower ranks, but you get up to a certain point, and they most certainly do. When you go into the grocery store and they've got their hand out for you to donate to the hungry, right? We had one at Christmas time, and I did it. I bought a bag of food. I bought a $10 bag of canned goods to give to the firefighters who were collecting donations for, I don't know, maybe the United Way, maybe the food bank, one or the other. We did it. We did the $10 donation thing. And but you're looking at the grocery store who's made trillions in profits, the corporation, right? Trillions in profits, and they're asking us to gift to the food bank. No, how about you lower the prices, or how about you gift to the food bank, right? Yes. Oh, things are going to change. Things are going to change incredibly. So this could be a very powerful move, and it could be also that the other message that I'm getting from this here, right? Yeah, it's all of it. It's all of it. It's all of it. It's incredible. So when we're looking at the power move as well, the other power move that we have to be aware of is, like, we're seeing all of the activity in the sky, right? So use your discernment. That's, my guides are always, and your guides should be, if you're paying attention to them, telling you the same thing. Sherry had a great thing in class the other day. She said, if you look at everybody as everything that they're saying is a lie, and then just sit with what their lies are, and discern for yourself if any of it's true. Just start with just the notion everything's a lie from the get-go, and then turn it into a truth. You might be able to discern a little better doing it in that practical way, to begin with. But once you start sitting with yourself, and you start sitting with energy, and you start experiencing that energy doesn't lie. Energy doesn't lie. There's no way that you can't know the truth in somebody with that, with the energy, right? You can just feel it. You can feel when someone is being intentional. You can feel when someone is being authentic. You can feel when someone's doing something that's a little bit off, right? We can feel that. You can sense that. You just have to learn, because maybe, you know, for this while you've not been paying attention to your energy. You've been spending all of your time. Truthway loves to say, love never dies and energy never lies. Love never dies and energy never lies. That's the saying, and that's the truth. It's the truth. The truth wave. Right? So we got 10 minutes, about 10 minutes before I have to go to class with grade 1 today. So for those of you that are interested in your journey of transcendence, then you can connect with us. The first grade, everybody has to do it, whether you've done your healing journey or not. And that's because I want us all to have the same foundation. And you can process through the grades as quickly as you want. The benefit is, as you go through the grades, they get cheaper. Now, going between one grade to the other, the guardians of light, which are the tutors and mentors that are within that space, we discuss the students as to whether or not they're ready to go to the next grade, because there are energetic requirements to be suitable for the next grade. But I do make it cheaper, and everybody that goes through, not only do you get it cheaper, but you keep access to the previous groups, because you never know. Someday you could have, you know, you could be having just a bad go and you want to revisit the practical tools that you used in grade 1. The hope is that everybody that graduates decides to stay on as a mentor or collaborate with me even further and become a tutor. Okay, so that's the school. The first grade is the journey from shadow to light, and that is about shadow work, dealing with your trauma, and getting to a point where you're stabilizing your own energy. Next, we go to the journey to awareness. The journey to awareness is where we go from me to we, and we start to tap more into our energy. We start to peel back the veil. We start to, you know, acknowledge the truths that are going on in society, and also the truths the truths within us. Hi, Lindsay, love. And we also, yeah, so we're raising our vibration and raising the vibration of the collective. In grade 3, it's the journey to illumination, and this is where we start to tap into our power, the way that we can affect energy in a global way, as a brief way to say, okay? No, I think today's the Transformation Thursday. So I just did the general reading today. For those of you that want a card, I do an extended reading. Sometimes it's a pick a card or pick a gem reading, or it's just a really long reading on Monday on YouTube. Then on Tuesday, I'm back here for Tarot Tuesday. So Tarot Tuesday on both TikTok and YouTube. I'm trying to be a bit better and go to class on time. So class is at noon. So I've got 10 minutes. That gives me enough time to refreshen my tea and get ready for the students and to be there on time. So I love you guys. That's our message for today. Discern for yourself what the real true information is. Sit within your energy. And really, before we leave, do this really quickly. Take your one hand. Okay, we're going to do this really quickly. Okay, take your one hand, apply it to your chest. Okay, close your eyes if you can safely. And then I just want you to drop your awareness to your heart space. So behind your hand, just drop your awareness to that space. And just breathe into that space where your awareness is. Checking in at this moment to maybe extend that breath a little bit longer. Slowing it down and deepening it. Just let your focus remain in that heart space. Connect into the energy that's there. We're not connecting to a physical property. We're connecting to the energy that is within that space in the center of the chest. See where you can extend that energy to. Can you push it beyond the chest and into touching your hand? Can you feel it radiating out from you? Can you feel the energy in your hand, in your feet? Can you feel it in your head? That's you beyond the body. Okay, I love you guys. Have a beautiful day. Do those little check-ins more and more often, right? The more that you check in and do that, the easier that it becomes to check in with your own self, and the more that you're going to align and be able to connect with other people's energy, right? It's just absolutely fantastic. I love you guys. Please do follow Truth Wave and go and meditate with him Monday. Oh, so 7 days a week. Sorry, 7 days a week, 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. Eastern, or apply that to your timeline or time zone. Timeline, sure. There's some timeline shifts that are happening lately, for sure. But if you're a student of mine and you're in grade 1, I will see you momentarily in school. And I absolutely love you guys. I'll see you back on YouTube on Monday and on here on Tuesday, both on Tuesday actually. And also, if you're following Truth Wave and you're meditating with them, I'll be meditating. I'll be on there tomorrow night for the evening meditation, and also Saturday morning I have a standing meditation with Truth Wave that day as well. So you can come and hang out with me then. Otherwise, and I'm always in the chat too. So come and join us. Let's make the Truth Wave grow bigger and bigger. Let's raise the vibration. Let's do this, guys. Love you guys. I'll see you in the class.